Hello once again, it's your boy That's No Moon. We are back with another one from the Imperial Trooper faction. The few days ago we took Shore Trooper up to gear 13. If you haven't seen that one yet, the card should be appearing in the top right hand corner right about now. And if you do want to check that out after a few days of having Shore Trooper at gear 13, absolutely love this character. Is it a luxury? Hell yes. But I'm having a lot of fun with him in that Vader lead as well. Today we're going to be having a look at Colonel Starck. Now, Colonel Starck, when he first came into the game, was absolutely fantastic in this Imperial Trooper lineup, and I feel like he's been bullied out a little bit by Moff Gideon. And when you have a look at like Moff Gideon in terms of his speed and also his leadership as well, it's absolutely incredible. When you actually have a look at the bonuses that this guy kind of gets, this guy's speed is incredibly quick, just base speed. And when you have a look at the leadership as well, that absolute wall of text is just designed to make Imperial Troopers absolutely amazing. And it's sort of going on from that. You kind of haven't needed Starck in there so much, but with the new Imperial Remnant tag coming in, I feel that Gideon's going to get taken away, and then some of the team's viability is also going to get taken away. So essentially, we're going to have a look at Starck coming back into the lineup, also maybe needing to get ahead of the Ghost and like being lightning quick again. And when we actually have a look at him, there's a couple of ways that I'm going to actually have a look at doing this, and I'm going to go into the new Conquest Mode, pick a team, and have a look at some base damage pre-gear 13 and then post-gear 13 as well. Now, in terms of his kit, basic is going to do defense down for 2 turns and double damage as well. Now, I don't actually have a crit damage one on him at the moment, and that's just due to speed, but they will be getting new mods. I haven't been into this faction in about 9 months. After, well, maybe that's a little bit egregious. Maybe I would say probably the last 6 to 7 months from farming GL. So it's nice to dive back into other squads now and actually have a look at their kits as well. Scanning all wavelengths is going to be crit chance up, crit damage up is going to be 50% crit damage as well. Hence, probably why I'm thinking, can I get some decent damage out of this character? I'll see what the bonuses are when they get to gear 13. And then this one as well. Probably a little bit of potency I'll be aiming for as well, just to get the staggers down. And dealing 10% more damage. Again, this is kind of like I'm going along the lines of, can I get some decent damage output? And certainly under the Via's leadership, they're going to be gaining offense as well and gaining 10% turn meter every time they gain a buff. They're also going to get a lot of buffs. So this faction, I forgot absolutely how much fun this faction was. So having a look at his base stats, and I'll have a look at some stats from in-game as well, see where you guys are with this character. So at the moment, he's a little bit of a glass cannon. For a support, it's not surprising that he's only about 65,000 health and protection. Speed is 272. Again, I'm going to be having a look at some more mods for these guys as we go along. Potency, natural potency is about 40% at this point. And then tenacity, I'm not worried about tenacity. However, I am going to be having a look at damage. Crit chance, I'm not really too bothered because I'm going to get crit chance up. So these crits are going to come quite naturally as well. So with Colonel Starck, let's take a little look, I guess, at some gameplay, see some base numbers, and let's have a look at where you guys are at with him as well. So star-wise, it's not a huge surprise. This is quite an old character, and around about 232,000 of you have all got him at 7-star as well at the moment, so a huge majority there. In terms of the actual gear distribution, a lot more even gear distribution. With that 10% this time I've got him at gear 13. There are some big bonuses just from having a little look at what he gets from those gear 13 pieces that I'm a little bit surprised at. And then I'm not, because everyone's farming Galactic Legends, so I kind of understand as to why these sort of characters have been overlooked. Gear 12, 15%, 11, 10. But there's quite an even distribution of players, and in terms of the numbers, certainly a lot more even than Shore Trooper was as well. Okay, and the last thing before we dive into some gameplay footage is this Zeta. Now, when this Zeta first came out, certainly didn't blow me over, and I thought, whoa, that's a luxury Zeta if ever I've seen one. In all honesty, when you actually have a look at it, I'm probably going to be putting this Zeta on. I'm going to have a look. I'm going to weigh it up pretty carefully because at the end of the turn, he recovers some protection. I'm not really too bothered about that. But this is what I do like, and removes 1% turn meter from all enemies for each active Empire ally. So that's going to be 5, let's say, for example, doubled for Imperial Trooper allies. So I think that's going to be 10. I assume he, like Vader, he counts himself as well. So each and every time he gets a turn, they're going to be removing 10% turn meter from the team as well, which is pretty damn clutch actually when you think about it. So I think the Zeta is actually really good. As I say, I'm going to have a little more look. You guys can explain that if I've got that wrong in the comments as well, so let me know certainly, because I'm not an expert on this faction for sure. But let's jump into some gameplay footage, see how hard he's hitting at the moment. So let's jump into the new sandbox mode. I mean the Conquest mode, and again it's a fairly interesting little way. They're going to get Icor, but I'm not really too bothered about that. So what we're more interested in is going to be the actual damage and the numbers that we're getting from Colonel Starck as well. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Want to get some buffs on there, get that turn meter rolling, and get that offense up as well. Right, here we go. We should be able to... Yeah, so we've got that crit damage up as well. Let's get some retribution out. So what's on his basic? Let's just spray with Snowtrooper for fun, basically. So his basic, he's doing not a huge amount there, 7,000. That's pretty ropey, actually. Yeah, he's not a big hitter at the moment. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's carry on with Snowtrooper there. And right, he's coming back up again. We are looking at around about 15 to 18,000 there, which is pretty good. That's not too bad. Again, this isn't a true test anyway, so let's see if we can roll him back round. He's got offense up now, so that's gonna make a difference. Again, I'm not really too worried about killing these guys, but what I am trying to get from this one is an actual like good read on his stats. So right, let's go in around about 12,000. So I'm going to estimate with all the buffs on there, crit damage, offense, etc., he's going to be hitting between around about 12,000 and around about 17, 18,000 as well. So we've got a base read in there. Let's go in, let's apply some gear, and let's see how that affects his character as well. Okay, so when we have a look at the left side of the board, wasn't kind of overly impressed with this. Tactics, that's going to be health and armor. There we no, tactics is special damage and resistance, so this guy hits for physical damage. This one is for strength and health. Strength again is health and armor, and then that's just a pure health one. So having a look at this now, more health, more agility, speed, physical damage, crit chance. As I say, I'm not really too worried about the crit chance. He's going to be critting pretty much flat out anyway for the first portion of the battle anyway. In terms of this, it is going to be a golden eyeballs. These share with Death Trooper as well, so, and Range Trooper I've soon found out as well. So there's a little bit of gear share. That one shares with Death Trooper as well, and probably shares with one other. And they also share a lot with like Ray characters. So if you are going for a Ray, avoid this avoid this faction. Any faction that you go to, in all honesty, is going to be a big drain on resources anyway. So I would rather do the testing than you guys who are watching it and wondering. So let's put that one on. Let's have a look at this one. So this is going to also take a stun gun, which is never very nice. These share with literally everyone, and we're getting health off this, we're getting speed off this, physical damage and armor penetration as well, which is actually quite nice. So let's put that one on, and then the last piece there, agility. So that's a big boost into agility, which is going to be our physical damage. Again, this is one of the reasons as to why I was kind of like, do I try and get some damage out of this character as well? We get that speed, so we get an extra 20 speed from the right side of that board there. So we get the 6 from this one, we get the 6 from this one, and we get the 8 from this one. So we are going to get that plus 20 speed, more physical damage, more crit chance, big boost in tenacity as well, which is, I kind of get that, but their damage is already done afterwards. In terms of these are shared by a lot of key characters, and Moff Gideon actually, for example. And these aren't too bad. I'm not really too worried about these ones. So this is kind of a little bit of a gimme as well. So let's go ahead. Let's craft it up and let's upgrade him. So there he is, gear 13. His relics themselves, as I say, I'm not going to put any relics on these characters at the moment. I'm going to decide how far I want to take them, test them all out at like gear 13, see where I can get with them, where I can push them, and go from there. He's going to get health, he's going to get armor, and in his agility support mastery, he's going to get crit chance, crit damage. Oh, this is calling out for crit damage, and then evasion chance as well, which is interesting, and which is always useful anyway. Now, the other thing that you might have missed under his Zeta is just going back to this armor penetration. He does have, when he's active, Imperial Troopers have plus 50 armor penetration as well. So that's going to output a nice bit of damage. So let's go back in. Let's have a little look on where he is. Let's get a true reading, and then let's have some fun with him, get some mods on him, which promote some good crit damage as well. Okay, and just before we do, health and protection have gone up a little bit, not a huge amount, but I wasn't expecting a huge amount from them. Obviously, the speed boost is very nice to 294. That's going to outrun a lot of squads at the moment, certainly where I am. Potency hasn't improved, tenacity has improved a hell of a lot, and then damage has gone to 4018, so a nice big boost in terms of his actual damage as well, just going from 12 to 13 on the right side of the board. Okay, so let's head back on in. Let's see what sort of damage we can actually do. And let's have a look at the numbers, see if it was worth doing. So let's have a look. Let's scan all wavelengths there. Okay, let's go in. Okay, we've got the offense up. We've got the crit damage up as well. So that's looking nice. He's hitting a little bit harder, 12,000 there. Let's also try out his AoE. Oh, yeah, got to go for Snow Troopers AoE there. Okay, and some nice damage there. I'll take a screenshot of that, and there's quite a significant amount of extra damage that is being done there from gear 12 to gear 13 in honesty. And then I'll try and also get one with his basic as well. So let's just hammer away on Night Sister Zombie again. And yeah, 9,000, so it's gone up by about 20%. Not a huge amount, but there we are, 12,000. So it's certainly hitting harder, and in terms of getting that first kill, that's going to make a huge difference to everyone as well. Okay, so just bear with me for this, because I've got to get this out of my system. Might have put Vader's mods onto him, and let's head back on in and have a look at if we can get some decent damage out there with him. Okay, so just following a hunch. Honestly, this isn't to be taken seriously in all honesty. But let's see what we can do with that crit damage up. And as we roll round, come on, come on. And he's coming round now. Right, let's get some retribution. So we got offense up, we've got crit damage, crit chance, and let's go big AoE. And let's start off with our big AoE. Woo! Screenshot up. As I said, I actually quite like it. I quite like a nice speedy, but with like a big focus on offense as well, if you can get it. I really like it. And I'm definitely gonna be playing around with this. 13,000, so that definitely does improve. Having some nice crit damage mods on there, or a crit damage triangle, certainly at the very least. But as I say, I'm going to play around with some mods with him as well. I like this character at gear 13. Obviously, we won't know fully in terms of when he's actually out on the battlefield, as opposed to like doing this, you know. But yeah, it's a nice start in all honesty, and I think it's really nice and complementary to the actual faction itself. So yeah, I like this character. Gonna have a good play around with it. Woo! But as I said, it is definitely another luxury. But if you're working on this faction, an absolute must for me with that bonus speed, etc. So I like it. I've been That Snow Moon. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of a more informed decision as to whether to take this character up to gear 13. I will see you all next time. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe as always. You guys absolutely crush it each and every time. And if you do want to come over, say hello in the Discord, you're more than welcome to. The link is in the description down below as well. Cheers, guys.